Did you know that the famous Count Dracula may have been inspired by a real person? That's right. In today's video, we will talk about Vlad the Impaler. He was one of the most frightening and well-known leaders of the Middle Ages. This man lived many years ago, at a time when people wore armor and wielded swords, and power struggles were quite common. Vlad became known not only for his leadership, but also for the cruel way he treated his enemies. Before continuing with the video, remember to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive notifications of new videos. That way, you won't miss any new content. The story of Count Dracula, that famous vampire who sucks people's blood, was created in 1897 by an Irish writer named Bram Stoker. Since then, the character has appeared in many movies and books. Although Dracula is a fictional character, it is said that he may have been inspired by Vlad, who lived in Romania, a region of Europe. Vlad was born in 1431, during a time when the Ottoman Empire was expanding and conquering many places. Vlad's father was part of a group called the Order of the Dragon, which was like a team of Christian knights. The name Dracula means son of the dragon, so Vlad became known as Vlad Dracula. At that time, there was a lot of conflict between Christians and Muslims, and Vlad's father, in an attempt to protect his territory, agreed to send his sons as hostages to the Ottoman Empire. As a result, Vlad spent part of his childhood in the Sultan's palace, where he learned the culture and customs there, but he never really liked this situation. During his time as a hostage, Vlad was not treated well and suffered many punishments. This made him angry and desire revenge. When Vlad returned home in 1448, his life changed forever. He discovered that his father and brother had been killed, which filled him with a strong desire for justice and to punish all those who had betrayed his family. He then began a struggle to reclaim the throne that belonged to his family. After many conflicts, Vlad finally managed to become prince. But he wanted to ensure that no one would oppose him, so he used very cruel methods to scare people. One of his most famous practices was impalement, where he would put a stake or piece of wood through the bodies of his enemies. He did this in such a horrific way that people would suffer for days. This made Vlad very well known and even feared in various parts of Europe. Stories say that he used these cruel methods not only to punish, but also to maintain order in his kingdom. It is said that he even invited beggars to a grand banquet, but after everyone had eaten, he locked the place and set it on fire, believing those people were of no help to the kingdom. Vlad did not tolerate lies, theft, or betrayal, and as a result, his name became marked in history as one of the most ruthless and cruel leaders. The legends about Vlad are so many that many believe he drank the blood of his enemies and enjoyed dining surrounded by those he had punished. Although it is hard to know what is true or not, these stories inspired Bram Stoker to create the character of Count Dracula that we know today. Guess who had the courage to challenge the power of the Kurls? It was Vlad, the leader of Wallachia, who was facing problems because he had to pay tribute to the Ottomans, who were a strong and powerful people. Vlad decided that he no longer wanted to pay these tributes, and instead began preparing his army. He hired mercenaries, soldiers who fight for money, and started making stronger weapons. The Ottomans did not like this attitude and sent messengers to talk to Vlad. Some people think these messengers had bad intentions, but in reality, Vlad was offended because the messengers removed their turbans, a type of traditional hat, which made him very angry. After that, it became clear that the Ottomans would come with their troops to fight against Vlad, as they believed they had a much stronger army. However, Vlad had a trick up his sleeve. He knew the Ottoman war tactics because he had spent a lot of time studying their strategies. So he decided to fight with his own soldiers and created several smart strategies. One of his most terrifying plans was when he contaminated the water the Ottomans used, which caused a lot of confusion and fear among them. Vlad fought alongside his men and was known for quickly and efficiently attacking the Ottoman camps. As the war progressed, the Ottoman soldiers began to feel confused and did not know whom to trust, as they were so scared that they even suspected each other. Vlad, on the other hand, was determined to win, even knowing that he did not have the strongest army. He set ambushes and traps, lowering the morale of the Ottomans. Over time, Vlad began to doubt whether he could actually defeat the Ottomans, so he asked for help from other Christian kingdoms, but they did not come. The Ottomans reached the main city of Wallachia and came across a terrifying scene. They found the forest of the impaled, where many Ottoman soldiers were impaled, meaning they were stuck on wooden stakes. It was a very shocking and scary sight. Vlad was famous for his cruel actions, but many Romanians saw him as a defender of his people. Nevertheless, the war continued. The Ottomans eventually defeated Vlad, and he fled to Transylvania, where he sought help from the King of Hungary. Unfortunately, his wife committed suicide by throwing herself out of the castle window, which left Vlad very sad. Vlad managed to delay the advance of the Ottomans, but in 1462 he was made a prisoner. Over time, he and the Hungarian king began to understand each other better. Historians say that Vlad even married a Hungarian noblewoman in 1476. After a while, Vlad tried again to seize power in Wallachia, as his brother had died and he wanted to reclaim the throne. He relied on the support of Transylvania and made several attacks, managing to regain power. However, the Ottoman Empire attacked again, and this time Vlad could not defend himself. In December 1486, he was assassinated and his head was cut off and displayed as a trophy in Constantinople, where people could see it. Vlad became a famous figure in history, and many Romanians still consider him a hero. He is remembered for his cruel actions, but also as someone who protected his people. The story of Vlad is fascinating and full of twists, showing how he faced many challenges and fought bravely. I hope this version helps to make the story more accessible and interesting. If you enjoyed the story and want to support the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You can also become a member to further encourage the content. See you next time.